It's a great look at our location tonight. The home of the Suns here in downtown Phoenix. Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Suns. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough.
And right now for Phoenix, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
And when you talk about inconsistency, I think a lot of it has to go to the players because ultimately they're the ones that dictate how they perform.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports. Chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Prince and Durant are at the 3 and the 4. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Phoenix, Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Frank Kaminsky is out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Oubre in at the small forward. Now Rubio after the missed 3 from KD. Prince outside. Second shot opportunity. The shot by KD. No good.
3 misses to start the game. Still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
A nice shot by Booker.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Irving with the ball. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Now the pass to Prince. The dish to KD. Just 5 to shoot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season. Remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
Free throw good, Jordan. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, why was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Dinwiddie outside. Kicks it out to Prince. Oubre with the steal. Here's Rubio. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And, you know, with all due respect, hey, that's a mistake by the defense. You want to close off the lane and force Rubio to shoot from outside.
And it was made clear early on to Ricky Rubio that the Jazz were moving on from him. But Rubio quickly finds a home in Phoenix. 3-year deal for Rubio, who is a good fit with the Suns. Having a real point guard on the team like Rubio should be a huge boost.
And, you know, the thing about Rubio, Kevin, he's such an accurate foul shooter. That hasn't translated, though, to his shooting from the field.
Now, here is Irving. KD, that's for 2. And the Nets miss again.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
A nice shot by Booker.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Irving looking for an opening. Will it go? And KD the bucket on the assist by Irving.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Rubio against Irving. Kaminsky kicks to Booker. Sinks the three-pointer. Booker's got 9.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Booker against Dinwiddie. Pass to Durant. And it's denied.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. And here's Prince outside.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
But still early. I mean, they've just got to trust their offense and work to get stops.
Rubio the pass to Kaminsky. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Prince wide open. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The drive by Booker. Good. 11 points in the game.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Rubio looking around. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Booker against Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 6. Here's Oubre.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going here.
They get it back. Jordan. And he banks in the layup. Jordan's got 5.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Rubio dishes to Kaminsky over Durant, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Kevin Durant. Phoenix shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And he makes the first. Greg, for the Phoenix Suns, with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought, there is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raise some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
Both good from the line that time.
At 7 feet tall with range, Frank the Tank is a great fit for the way the game is played today.
Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. Pass to Irving. This one for three, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Rubio outside. No good from Booker.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here is Irving. Fires from the line. Here's Jordan. Got a hand on it, and they're able to recover. Here's Rubio. Feeds to Ayton. And he drops it in from the low post. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Suns.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
Here's Allen. Following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. A shot's good from Irving.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Oubre outside. Kaminsky kicks to Rubio. Back to Kaminsky. Over Allen. Shoots a fader. Kaminsky misses. For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to Portland. Prince misses.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Ayton, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
Here's a look at the stats for Devin Booker. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 26 points a game last year, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Some changes for Phoenix. Saric is checked in for Kaminsky. Bridges comes in for Kelly Oubre, and it's Johnson in for Ricky Rubio. Karis LeVert's checked in for the Nets. Bridges against Prince. Here's Booker, and he converts the layup. Booker's got 13.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Nets trail by 8. Now LeVert. Really had troubles in the loss to Portland. Irving finds Prince. No good from outside.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Booker the pass to Johnson. Tries from the block, and that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Suns lead by 10.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Irving with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Good on the shot. And that's now 7 points for Kyrie Irving. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Suns. Passes it to Booker. Shoots over LeVert. Ayton trying to break free. And there's Booker on the assist by Johnson.
Well, you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Brooklyn with the ball, trailing by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Booker dishes to Ayton. Finished off the break. Ayton's got his second basket of the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Brooklyn's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Irving passes to LeVert. A three-pointer is right on target.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
About time he got one to fall there. Before that, 6 straight misses to start this one.
Jordan against Ayton. Now here's Bridges. He's guarded close. Yep, that one goes.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And here's LeVert. He kicks it to Irving. The tray. Tips it up. Back to LeVert. Jordan at the elbow. It's deflected. Kicks it out to Prince. And finally, that one's good.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Here's Ayton after Taurean Prince's bucket. Last season, the Suns made DeAndre Ayton the #1 overall pick in the draft. They had no hesitation, Greg, in making that call.
And when a player like Ayton, who was in the Rookie of the Year combo from the get-go, is available, you have to take him. Not only is the upside sky high for Ayton, but he was an impact player from day one for the Suns.
Free throw drops for Ayton.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in guys too. Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you've got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Second free throw, no good.
And when you watch DeAndre Ayton, you really are just floored by how he moves. The amount of speed and agility he has for a player as solid as Ayton is doesn't come around very often.
Here's Allen. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Bridges with the steal.
That's 4 turnovers out of them already. Sloppy play in the early going.
And Greg, it'll be a long day for them if they keep this up.
And Saric kicks to Johnson. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. And those physical attributes of Ayton are so imposing. Greg, who does he remind you of?
I mean, for current players, you see a bit of Embiid and how they both move so fluidly for 7-footers. From the past, I see a bit of David Robinson in his game.
It's deflected, and he gets it back. Yes, that goes in. And that's now 9 points for Kyrie Irving.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now, here's Bridges. Count the basket. Bridges has got his second bucket of the game to go.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Here's Irving. After Mikal Bridges' bucket. Back to Irving. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Ayton against Chandler. And it's Ayton missing. Nets trail by 8. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. There's the pass to LeVert. Back to Harris. LeVert the pass to Chandler. And Baines pulls it down.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. Back to the action after this word. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
In 2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. LeVert out there with Harris, and it's Chandler in at the 3. Harris outside. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Suns. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
I mean, they went into that one with the thought that they may have a chance. No.
It wasn't pretty. That's definitely the case. I mean, I know they'd like to scrub that game from their memories and actually erase it from the hard drive.
It's LeVert on the wing. Chandler outside. Fires the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Chandler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Phoenix leading by 7. Johnson with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami. Pass to Diallo. Durant with the steal. The shot by Chandler wide open. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Phoenix Suns. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job in the Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Sharch, that's good. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship, unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
And the first one drops. And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters. A moment here to check out Kevin Durant. Great showing for him last season. 8th in scoring, and he was top 10 in free throw percentage. Did not waste opportunities to convert at the line.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Oubre can't get it to go. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That is his first foul of the game. Nets trail by 6. Here's Harris. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. Bridges against KD. Oubre, no one around him. And the Suns miss again.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over. Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
For Brooklyn, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Suns leading by 6. Here's Rubio. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Rubio's got 5.
This is what Rubio gives you. Effort combined with skill. Able to finish through contact.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Pass to Durant. Over Diallo. Durant, no good.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
And the basket by Rubio.
High percentage look there, guys. Rubio's best chance to score, and he maxed it out.
Nets trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Dinwiddie. Sweet little floater.
How about that wonderful floater he has? Showing off an exquisite touch.
The Suns have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Rubio against Dinwiddie. And Baines kicks to Rubio. He dishes it to Oubre over Chandler. Diallo the pass to Baines. Deflects the pass. Rubio against Dinwiddie. Passes it to Harris. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You know, really good to see Harris playing with that kind of confidence because, you know, these shots will only help him get better.
And Rubio kicks to Bridges. Fires from deep. Rebounded by the Nets. Allen's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Harris, and he finished it off with a lay-in. Now just a 4-point Suns lead.
Yeah, you know, it's all about running the right set, and right there, Harris does just that to capitalize.
Rubio outside. The pass to Bridges. Diallo with it. KD's on him. And it's sent back by KD.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots. Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Ryan Kaminsky, he's checked in for Aaron Baines, and it's Devin Booker in for Oubre. Then for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen, and it's Prince in for Wilson Chandler. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
They grab their own miss. Another shot. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets, trailing by 2. And he hits it to tie the game up. Dinwiddie's got 4 points in the quarter.
Spencer Dinwiddie making these difficult drives look easy, but his size helps him and his concentration is excellent.
The drive by KD, and he uses the glass on the layup. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Nets?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Ayton dishes to Bridges. And the Suns miss again.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Here's Irving. Offensive rebound, Jordan. The layup off target.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Bridges passes to Rubio. Over Irving. Rubio misses.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
It's good. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Rubio misses. Brooklyn's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. And here's Prince outside. And no good. And Phoenix the other way now. Rubio with it. Guarded now by Irving. Rubio misses. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. In the corner, it's Dinwiddie. Rubio against Irving. Pass to Durant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot misses. Some solid defense from Ayton.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
Outside Durant. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio.
Let's take a look at some numbers for Rubio, how he performed last season. He was around 12 points a game, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
And once he started feeling it, Irving just decided to make it his night. And he's done that in a big way. And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
Dinwiddie outside. Irving against Booker. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Ayton.
Man, Durant is a flat-out baller, showing off his wily strength on these tough finishes. He's a thin guy, but he's a strong guy.
A career best season for Kyrie Irving in 2018-19. Scoring just as great as ever, but it was the other areas, playmaking, rebounding, defense, where he made tremendous strides.
Sharch checked in for the Suns. Tyler Johnson comes in for Ricky Rubio. Free throw drops for KD. And the Celtics expected Kyrie to become a better passer and defender in Boston.
They felt he had the capability. You could argue that those improvements have elevated him from a great scorer to a great player in our league.
Shot left block. Great D that time from Durant.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Really good point, Greg. I mean, you want to keep that balance, and attacking inside creates space for shooters, and having shooters creates opportunities inside, so it works hand in glove.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And part of the reason they're down is that they haven't been as strong in the paint here in the second.
The Suns shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Free throw no good for Ayton.
You know, the Brooklyn Nets last season more than doubling their win total from 2 years prior. Great improvement. A surprise playoff team in the East for sure.
Here's Irving. Jordan, great positioning on the putback. Jordan's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Johnson against Irving. Pass to Booker. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And he knocks down the first one. And the attendance numbers can lag behind for a breakout team, Clark. Last season, the Nets, for instance, ranked last in the NBA.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit, guys, before you catch up. The winning leading to fans. After the 2019 playoff run, I think they're going to see more people in the seats for sure.
And guys, the stellar development of Devin Booker continued last season. Still a firecracker on offense and took strides to improve his shot selection and, equally as important, his decision making.
And Greg, with Booker and his progress, you really see it in his playmaking.
And that is what the Suns want from him long term. They see him growing into the same vein as a player like James Harden, someone who can carry the load offensively and still make others better.
So he gets them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Moving against Johnson. Passes to Ayton. 5 to shoot. Back to Johnson for the 3. That shot missing. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
It's stolen by Johnson. Saric outside. And stolen by Prince.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here. No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
Johnson's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And Durant is right there.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
Definitely. You're not going to make plays like that unless you expend the energy.
And so it's Brooklyn. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He ended up with 15 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
Kenny, your take on Phoenix.
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better, get to a better rhythm in the second half, and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Rubio and Booker. They're the backcourt. Kaminsky out there with Kelly Oubre. And it's Ayton in at the 5. Down low. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Clark, we've talked about footwork, but a player's hands, how he catches, how he passes, his use of his hands are huge. And there are a couple guys out there that are great at that.
Kawhi Leonard has got some mitts unlike any other in the league. I mean, he's not that tall. He's long-armed, and his hands are humongous. That ball looks like a tennis ball in his hands. And not only are they big, they're good. He's active with them on defense, and he's very strong in how he handles the ball offensively. You know, I think about a guy in terms of maybe not size, but really good hands. Jokic, his hands are phenomenal.
And there's the pass to Booker. Here's Kaminsky, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
On the wing, Booker. Jordan with some nice D.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Booker. To the paint. Here's Kaminsky to halt the run.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3. And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, well, look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
Phoenix calls timeout. Well, a lot of rough times for Irving in his final year with the Celtics. Opted out, and obviously Greg wanted a change.
And quickly zeroed in on Brooklyn as a destination. His time in Boston had clearly come to an end by the finale of last season. Now joins up with a new stacked team in Brooklyn.
Rubio finds Kaminsky. Pass to Booker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. DeAndre Jordan third.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Booker. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Dinwiddie outside. Back to Irving. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not so unlucky 13 shots.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
On the wing, Booker. Add another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
And Brooklyn has possession. Outside Irving. Great D that time from Oubre. Suns trail by 17. Pass to Ayton. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. And that's 11 points for DeAndre Ayton.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Irving passes to Dinwiddie. Kicks it out to Prince. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The 3. Dinwiddie's shot is off. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Booker the pass to Kaminsky. He can't get that one to fall. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Irving against Booker. Unloads from 13. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound. And so Booker will bring it up for Phoenix. 15-point game. Up top, Rubio. He's covered by Irving. And Durant sends it back. And here we go. The fast break with Dinwiddie. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Dinwiddie showing you some of that strength, excelling at taking the hit and working his way through it.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around, but some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
How about the year Spencer Dinwiddie was having last season? He was a candidate for most improved and sixth man of the year, then ended up tearing ligaments in his thumb, which cost him a month. But I still think he had a breakout season and more to come.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Kyrie Irving. And Clark, you were talking about the injuries for Dinwiddie going into the 2014 draft. A torn ACL caused his drafting stock to slip.
I loved him in college, Kevin. At Colorado, I thought he was outstanding, and he actually had been talked about as a lottery pick. He ended up falling to the second round, and he's showing you he was worthy of being a lottery pick back when he was drafted.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Guys, how about all the second chance points they've been able to convert throughout the game?
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Bridges, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. And the Nets making a change here as well. LeVert's checked in.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Passes it to Allen. LeVert with it. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 6th rebound on the night. The drive by Booker. Shot is no good. Now 9 for 13 from the floor. In transition, here come the Nets. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
Booker looking around. Baines finds Booker. To the inside. It's stolen by Allen. In transition, here come the Nets. Durant's got the ball. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and it's off from three-point range. Suns trail by 18. Booker left side.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. The pass to KD. Tries again, Allen. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Well, you see the hustle from Allen there, guys, and his relentlessness and the mindset to keep at it really allows him to gobble up those offensive boards.
And Booker kicks to Oubre. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Last season, we saw Kelly Oubre get traded to the Suns. That was a surprise success for both him and the team.
Oubre came in and gave the Suns that defensive spark they so desperately needed. The long arms, he can get in the passing lanes, and he plays with tremendous energy, and they love him.
And both free throws good for Oubre.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
And KD throws it down.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Oubre on the wing. Pass to Diallo. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Saric comes in for Kelly Oubre, and it's Tyler Johnson in for Booker. Brooklyn leading by 15. Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Dishes it to Durant. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Durant's got 19 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
It's hauled in by the Suns.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And it's Allen slamming it down.
How about that, throwing it down? Allen oozes energy, and teammates feed off of it.
And the Suns call time.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Booker, he's checked in for Shaq Diallo. Johnson dishes to Saric. Here's Bridges.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Harris. Last season's performance for him averaged about 13 points a game last season, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded, and the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And he's good on the second.
They are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Saric against Durant. Pass to Harris. To the middle. Here's Allen, and it's Allen slamming it down.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Phoenix. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
And Booker kicks to Johnson. Back to Booker. Clock at 6. Free throw line jump shot. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Baines has got 6.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Johnson, a second chance effort. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Kevin Durant.
Saric is highly engaged and very good at keeping the defense on their toes and making them commit the foul.
And that one falls from Saric.
You know, Dario Saric is a real factor from outside, and when he's on the floor, he's got the ability to stretch out a defense and create space at that 4 spot that he plays.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Taurean Prince comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Saric nails them both. And last year, Saric was inserted into the starting lineup to create space.
Yeah, and you know what? He gives a coach a lot of flexibility and options because he can create a lot of different looks because of his versatility as a player. In his career, Saric has shown he's comfortable and productive coming off the bench or starting.
And it's LeVert missing. Suns trail by 21. Johnson goes in. To the wing right side. Here's Bridges. Here's Baines. Booker in the corner. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
From deep, Prince. Offensive rebound. Here's another rebound. This kind of effort is amazing.
And he will not be denied.
Basket counts.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Johnson, the pass to Šarić. Over Allen. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
I like the way Dario Šarić plays so hard down low when he gets inside. Really good at drawing fouls because he's physical and aggressive.
Phoenix making some changes. DeAndre Ayton's checked in for Aaron Baines. And it's Frank Kaminsky in for Bridges. And the Nets making a change here as well. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Joe Harris. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Booker. Here's LeVert. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 9th assist in the game now.
What a tough make that was by LeVert. Refused to be denied, and great concentration.
Johnson, the pass to Ayton, and they pick up 2. Ayton's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Nets leading by 21. There's 53 seconds left here in the third quarter. Knocks it loose. Prince kicks to Irving. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Well, Phoenix shooting 37% so far in the third quarter, and they're not satisfied with this lack of offensive execution. Johnson against LeVert. Now here's Johnson, guarded closely. The Suns need to get a shot off. No good from Booker.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
And the Suns making a change here. Rubio's checked in. Rubio against Irving. For 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Nets lead by 21. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So for Brooklyn now, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Prince out there with Jarrett Allen. And it's Jordan in at the center position.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does. Seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Brooklyn leading by 19 points. Here's Irving. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Irving's got 19 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That will be foul number 5 on him. Now off the inbound, and Booker with a nice bucket inside. He's got 25.
Boy, how about the physical play by Rubio to set that shot up with the screen?
Nets shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Irving against Rubio. Irving passes to Jordan. Back to Irving. 6 on the shot clock, and the foul called on Jared Allen. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
You know, after connecting on 1 3-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
And Phoenix making a change here. Oubre's checked in. Rubio dishes to Booker. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And on the way from Irving for 3. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Rubio against Jordan. Rubio misses.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And Allen slams it in.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then follows it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up. Pigeon.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Durant's checked in. Free throw good, Booker.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
And Greg, safe to say Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Irving against Oubre. And it's sent back by Allen.
It's really hard to shoot over Allen, which is probably why you shouldn't try to do it.
And that one is good. Allen's got 10 points here in the second half.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Here's Ayton. And too long on the shot. Nets leading by 21. Up the floor. And it's blocked. Booker against Durant. The rebound by the Nets. Durant's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Prince misses. The Suns have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. They get the rebound. Ayton. Second chance shot. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And the size, the wingspan, and the athleticism Ayton has is huge. Very strong at rebounding.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for LeVert.
And you see the raw talent Ayton has, an intimidating big man with a high ceiling and a desire to grow.
Here's Durant, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Durant's got 21 in the game.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Ayton kicks to Rubio. Excellent D there from Allen.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Booker against Irving. Outside, KD. And the jumper is on the mark. KD's got 10 points in just the second half.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You've just got to marvel at his greatness.
Rubio finds Ayton. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 4 assists now tonight. Irving against Rubio. Left side Irving. Chalk up 2 there. 21 points in the game.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Pass to Kaminsky. Clark, for a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
Joe Harris is checked in for Brooklyn.
Boy, is he really getting after it here in the second half, just drawing a ton of fouls.
The pass to Irving. And good that time. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
The first one falls. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Irving kicks to Harris. Outside, KD. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Rubio's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Oubre. Ayton trying to break free. And Ayton stays with it. Ayton's got 12 points in just the second half.
And using that 7'5" wingspan, putting it back off the miss, one of Ayton's specialties.
Rubio against Irving. And the shot goes in. Irving's got 25 points. Suns trail by 20. The drive by Booker. Here's Ayton, knocked away, and that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Phoenix Suns. On Tuesday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Thursday, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks coming into town.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Timeout called, the Suns. Clark, any changes you'd like to see made in the process when players and teams are fined for any number of things? Incidents on the floor or off the floor?
Well, I think there's a place for fines and the different amounts depending on how egregious the act is by a player or team makes some sense. I think having different categories. But I'm one that would rather hit hard and less often. So I think if you want to minimize the number of finable offenses, then make the penalty be greater for those things that are finable.
Here's Ayton. Pass to Kaminsky. Shot clock at 5. That's tipped. And oh, here we go. Prince has got it. The fast break chance. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Prince. KD's got 6 here in this quarter. Suns shooting around 40% from the floor here. Rubio the pass to Kaminsky. Phoenix no good that time either. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in, and it goes down 2 points. Durant's got 14 points here in the second half.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Count that one.
Getting more comfortable in the paint. As long as Frank Kaminsky has the positioning he wants, he's good to go.
Nets leading by 22. Irving dishes to Durant. Clark, for a while now, you and I were just talking. We've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance. And that's important in the strength of a league.
Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Irving against Rubio. Durant kicks to Dinwiddie. It's tipped. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Allen's shot is off. Oubre against Irving. Oubre can't get it to go. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. No good from Durant. Oubre passes to Booker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 35.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Well, Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
6 to shoot. Prince outside, looking to get back on track here. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Ayton. That free throw, no good. That's off as well, so he misses both. Suns trail by 20. Down low. And Ayton throws it down.
And the all-around offensive game Ayton has is just fantastic. Capable of scoring in many different ways.
Brooklyn's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Outside, KD. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Ayton finds Oubre. Rubio outside. There's 1:26 left to play here in the fourth. Back to Oubre. Goes back up. Here's Ayton, and the layup's good off the glass. Ayton's got 12 now in this quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Brooklyn.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And in a 2-game season series, you always want to take charge of game 1, and exactly what they're doing here tonight against the Suns.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Kevin Durant.
Well, I like the ferocity on defense now. He was constantly putting himself in the path of steals and coming up with them, too.
Here's Temple. Clock at 6. Here's Karuch, covered by Sharch. And it's Karuch missing. Here's the Suns with the ball. They trail by 18. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, you guys were down early, but you came back. At what point did you take over the game?
I think we still came out a little flat at the beginning of the game, but, we got ourselves together, gathered ourselves, and we know that, in order to win games and championships, we have to come out and get stops. So that's what we did.
And that turned things around, DeAndre. Thank you. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.